Okay. At church, they say, come as you are. And I'm sitting here in my pajamas. Just got finished eating. But I had to jump on right now to talk about the latest episode of the Red Table Talk. All right. Sorry if you're offended that I'm in my pajamas in advance. All right. Quickly. So I don't know if this is a reviews and news. I don't know if this is just my regular show, but I had to talk about this and I did not want to wait until the morning. I had my pajamas on. I wasn't going to get dressed to turn the camera on. All right. So quickly, Red Table Talk, Jada, Pinkett Smith, Gammy. Willow is on tour. So guess who filled in for her? Sheree Zampino, Will's former wife, Trey's mom. First of all, everybody knows how they have had a gelled, cohesive, not even step parenting, bonus relationship, as Jada has been Trey's bonus mom. And like Sheree said, they're family, even with Gammy, Sheree dresses her sometimes from her boutique. I look at, Instagram videos when Gammy's husband Rodney had his birthday party, Sheree was there. Of course, when Jada or Will has something, Sheree is there. Every Christmas, Will talks about it in his book. Sheree is there. They're family. And I get it. Because with my ex, we're family like that too. It's so important, especially when you have children. But she was the fill-in, if you will, for Willow. So in the beginning, they talk about the show was about toxic forgiveness, which is, you pretend to forgive, but you really don't forgive. That toxic behavior of that unforgiveness, right? And they talked in the beginning about their relationship and some of the things that happened in their relationship. But if you guys go to season 1 of Red Table Talk, you can hear more about Sheree and Jada's journey to get to this wonderful, happy, healed place that they're in right now as family. But they just talked about some of the things that happened and how Jada apologized because she said she was way out of line. She didn't understand marriage and how the unraveling is still there. It's not like you divorce, okay, and now you're free, especially when you have children. And she understood that Sheree was part of the package deal, as Sheree reiterated on the show. And Gammy was like this. Gammy just kept looking back and forth. And Gammy was like, what? Because some of the stuff she still didn't know. And I'm sure that as Jada's mom, Jada probably protected her and didn't tell her, because there would have probably been some words, and because that's her child. But she loves Sheree like family as well. But she was talking about how Jada overstepped the lines, and Jada and Sheree both agreed that she did that with Trey. And she said that Sheree was one of her biggest instruments when it comes to emotional maturity and helping her realize that how to be selfless and unselfish in that type of relationship. And then Jada talked about when Sheree came to the house that she picked out to see, and marched into the master bedroom where Jada and Will were, just to check it out and just to see. And Sheree was like, ooh, I was out of line. So I love the fact that they were owning their stuff and apologizing for what was happening back then. And then keep in mind, as they kept saying, they were both young, trying to navigate this world and figure it out. And of course, Sheree has said before, and she said again on this show, that she thinks she ended it too soon because of her feelings and trying to protect herself. And she understands how that could have hurt Trey. And now, looking back, she probably would have waited. They also talked about how Sheree and Will are tight, and Jana Kramer, who was the guest on there from One Tree Hill. And believe it or not, yesterday I just went to One Tree Hill's Drama Queens live podcast with my daughter in DC because she loved the show. So ironically, this was one of the Red Table Talks my daughter said she would watch with me. And I was like, oh, okay, now I see. But even Jana asked Sheree and Jada, because they talked about how, Jana talked about how she feels like she put in all the work and her husband cheated on her more than 13 times, and how she essentially made him better for someone else and they get to reap the benefits. And I was just having this conversation earlier today with somebody, how women, some of us women do community service. We dust these guys off and you know, make them better. And then they go, you know, after it's over, whether the woman ends it or not, goes on with another woman and is the better version. So Jana asked, did Sheree feel that way with Jada? And her answer might have shocked some people. She was like, no, like he should, after being with me, he should be better. I would want him to be better. And I hope that I had a part in making him better. So she was like, no, she wasn't jealous that he had the better version. You know, Jada had the better version of Will. And Gammy was like, well, he should learn something. You know, any guy, if there was somebody, should learn something to be better in their next situation. That's about growth and learning. And Jada also was like, before the news hits, y'all know how y'all do. You know, we're not a throuple. We're not, but Sheree travels with Will sometimes. They go. And Sheree was like, please explain that. And she's like, no, if they have a book signing and Will's family goes and Sheree's part of that and she goes, if I don't go or we all go, you know, and essentially it's family. But Sheree was like, clear that up because you already know how people, you know, will be. And after 20 something years, Jada was like, Trey's almost 30. Excuse me. Trey's almost 30. And if we ain't figured it out yet. So I just love their relationship. They all looked gorgeous. People say it all the time, but Jada and Sheree look like they could be biological family. You know, both the beautiful women along with Gam and Jana Kramer. And then my girl, oh, excuse me. I was eating, didn't even drink yet. I just turned the camera on. But Nedra, Glover, her book is a bestseller. She talks about setting boundaries. Amazing book. And she looked beautiful. I mean, just the table was just gorgeous. And of course, she is a licensed therapist. And she's talking about unforgiveness and having an unforgiveness movement. And she talks about the toxic forgiveness and how you don't have to forgive if you don't want to. You can still continue to be kind. You can still continue to say hello or goodbye, but you don't have to forgive. And everybody's like, but you have to forgive. It's for you. Yes, you can forgive or not, but you still do the work on yourself. And she also talked about the forgive or forget, like you're not forgetting, especially if it's something major, you're not going to forget. The old adage, forgive and forget, you're not going to forget, but you want to try your best to stop thinking about it as much. And Jana was talking about how she used to avoid going past a certain hotel because she knows that's where her husband, you know, had sex with other women. And, Nedra was saying, no, you want to go so you can be triggered. So then you can see how you can heal from that, right? And I didn't even take my notes. There's so much more that I want to say. Maybe I'll do an official video on it. But my new book coming out is called, Excuse Me, Your Unhealed is Showing. And if you don't know me by now, I love Red Table Talk and anything that's celebrating or helping folks in their healing journeys, right? And Nedra talked about being unhealed. People say that and don't say healing. And I talk about that in my book too. Like, you're never going to be completely healed from everything. There's always going to be a journey of healing from different things. So when people say healed, means it's definite. It's the finished product. But that's not how life works. So I love that she talked about that. It was a great Red Table Talk. Sheree started crying. Nobody knew why she was crying. Of course, Jada was like, well, what's wrong? And she's just like, I was triggered. And she was talking about how we as parents, her Trey one time said to her, you don't care about my feel, no, like I don't feel loved. And she was like, no, your dad does love you. And he was like, no, you. And she was like, skirt me? And he was like, because you don't care about my feelings, because when I fall, you just say, get up, you are right, you're good. As often, you know, parents often say that. And he was like, you don't care about my feelings. And she started crying, and she said he thought I didn't care about his feelings, but I didn't even care about mine. I didn't even know what that looked like. And when they were talking about being raised by some mothers, they'd be like, you good, just get up, dust yourself off, come on. And not really acknowledging feelings. And I totally get that. So, you know, that's one of my favorite shows. This is one of my favorite shows. And I love me some Sheree. I love Gammy. I love Jada. And I also love Nedra. I do. Like just the plain and simple therapy. The plain and simple matter of factness. And Sheree was like, this is good. I feel like I just got free therapy. So this is the type of show that I love, and I would love to be a part of something like this. I would love to actually be a guest on Red Table Talk. I would love to have a larger platform to really help people the way that Red Table helps people. People can say what they want about Jada and all of this stuff. I'm forever sticking up for Jada. But she's doing good work. She's doing good work on herself. She's doing good work to help other people. And she, even if she wasn't, she's given a platform for people to heal and grow and to be able to share their stories. So Red Table Talk will always be, you know, something that I will patron and be a part of the support group of Red Table in any way that I can pass on healing, even if it's sharing this video, talking about it. That's what I'm going to do. So this is a quick impromptu. It's some things I wanted to talk about, but I didn't write anything down. I'm in my robe, but I had to come talk about this. All right, y'all. Peace. God bless. Subscribe. Bye, y'all.